creating and start creating some really amazing lives, because this is really the best time to be alive. We have so many opportunities in the world. We can contact someone in the other side of the world. We're not isolated anymore. So why wouldn't you want to live today? All right, so let's start with our first topic, which is you are not the world. So I think this one is the toughest one, especially for the young people, but I would say kind of for everybody, because we grow up in such a way that we're kind of taught that other people are in charge of hurting our feelings or making us feel good, or if our boyfriend gives us the right gift or someone does something nice to us, we feel good. But I'm here to tell you that's not really the case, right? Our thoughts are what create our feelings. I know, just take a minute and soak that in, but it's the truth. And if you don't believe me, just take a second, think of something that makes you really happy, and then think of something that makes you really angry or sad or upset or a trauma in the world, and immediately your feelings will change. Okay, so now knowing this is also very powerful, but living it is a whole different story, right? Because everybody's on Facebook and Instagram and YouTubing, and we drive down the street and there's a whole bunch of these ads with these women with these perfect bodies and these beautiful husbands and girlfriends and boyfriends, and everyone's laughing at a dinner table. Like, you know, not everybody's life seems to be like that. But the fact you have to realize is when you're looking at all of this stuff, you're literally just looking at a snapshot of someone else's world and what's going on for them. In reality, the true human experience is 50% positive and 50% negative. And it's no different for anybody. Everyone shares the same experiences in the world. It's what's called being human, which means we all have access to all of the emotions and feelings. So 50% of the time we're going to feel great, and 50% of the time we're going to feel not so great. The key is when you understand this, it almost makes it easier to deal with the times when you're not feeling so great, because you kind of know, okay, on the other side of this, something good is coming, right? And with that in your mind, you can kind of get through everything. So in order to start working on this part, you have to really take a moment and kind of say to yourself, look, I'm going to stop comparing myself with the world. There needs to be no comparison. Everybody is awesome in their own right. Everyone has a gift that they're going to leave in the world, and the world needs everyone, because that's what created this awesome place that we have today. And when you stop comparing yourself with everyone and you actually just focus on what you're going to do, it's a lot easier to go out into the world and make it your ally. And instead of constantly seeing roadblocks, you'll be able to see opportunities. And maybe some of those opportunities will be hiding under the odd roadblock. But the thing is that you know that you're there, that you know that they're there, and you're going to just keep on going. The second thing I'd like to touch on with this topic is it's not easy to just have a whole bunch of self-confidence, right? Especially with the outside world and everyone looking so perfect and airbrushing and all of that stuff. But it's just like self-confidence is also one of those things that we generate inside us. So, and self-confidence actually comes, in my opinion, from how you cope through your failures as well as your successes. Understand? I hope so. Because that's what's really changed who I am. The minute you know that once you fall down, you can get up and do it again, it actually increases your own self-confidence. And that's what you've got to work on. Because self-confidence is kind of like body odor, right? When you walk into a room, you can actually see who is self-confident and who is not self-confident. So what I really would like everyone to do is next time you're about to walk into a room full of strangers or people that you don't know, or a classroom that you don't know, or a workshop that you don't know, take a deep breath, puff your chest out a little bit, and think to yourself, today I'm going to be the strongest energy in the room. And if that thought is a little hard for you to believe right away, Try something on like, hey, today I'm going to try to be the strongest energy of the room, and then go out there and then say hi to someone, and then say hi to someone else, and then say hi to someone else. And maybe the first two people aren't going to say hi to you, but the minute that someone says hi to you, the feeling that you're going to get inside you is going to be so different and worth it than if you didn't walk in that room, or you just walked in, you held your head down, and you didn't connect with anybody. Because we are all human beings, and we all need human connection. And that is what keeps us going, and that is what drives us. So we can't just spend our lives isolated in our bedrooms and sleeping through everything, because you're not going to feel good. And nothing can get you out of that funk unless you start going out there, building your self-confidence, really stepping in and owning who you are. So the other thing I want to tell you is that it's very important to be doing all of these things on a daily basis. This is a daily practice to generate your own power. It's not going to happen overnight. Today you're going to say, oh yeah, I'm not the world. What goes on outside of me doesn't affect me. It's just like people are still going to say things out there. But you have to be strong enough in your mind and learn to manage it. It's like trying to become the CEO of your own company. That when someone out there says something to you, you know that, you know what, it's up to you to decide whether you want to take in that information or not take in that information. Because no one can actually give you the feelings that you're having inside you. And people say to me like, oh, but someone called me a name or was rude to me or whatever. And, you know, and my feelings were hurt after that. I felt terrible. But the reality of the situation is you actually sided with their opinion just for 1 second. And that's what's creating the negative feelings inside you. Because they're not actually coming and hitting you with a needle, injecting you with that feeling. So if someone is saying something mean or rude to you, you can actually say to yourself that, okay, this is this person's opinion. I genuinely don't believe it because I know who I am. I know the place that I'm coming from. So I don't have to take it in. And I'm telling you guys, even that change of your thought will start to begin a change inside you. And as the change starts to happen inside you, you will also realize that how you navigate your way through the outside world will also change, and how the world reacts to you will change. Because you're in control of you. You're not allowing the world to be in control of you. Because that's a hard spot. Nobody knows exactly how to do the best things for you except for you. So I hope that you have understood some of these concepts. Basically, we are in control of our thoughts. We have to start managing our brain. We have to start having thoughts that serve us, that make us feel self-confident, that make us feel powerful. And don't please judge yourself, because we are the hardest critics on ourselves, and we need to start lightening up, and we need to start loving ourselves. When you're having a negative thought about you, I like to say to people, imagine if that was your best friend coming and saying that she felt that way about herself. What would you say to her? You would tell her, oh my God, it's okay. That's so not you. Don't even listen to that. You know, you're the best person ever. You're so kind. You're so loving. You're so worthy. The world needs you. So I want you to start saying all of those things to yourself. Everyone in the world is taking care of themselves. My goal here is to really start getting you guys excited about taking care of yourself. Awesome, right? Okay, so I'm not going to keep on talking, because what I really would like everybody to do before the next module, because we're kind of going to go a little bit more into the negative thoughts and things like that, and how do we cope with failure. So I'd like everyone to maybe take a piece of paper or do a little, start journaling this information, and maybe every day wake up and ask yourself, who am I? And literally write that down on a sheet of paper. Because something happens when you take the information out of your brain. It's like you're unpacking your brain. You write it down on a sheet of paper. Your eyes take it in. It's almost like you're telling your brain, look, I'm watching you now. So settle down. And it actually does settle down. Because if you just leave your brain without paying attention to it and letting it think whatever thoughts it wants, it's gonna shoot up a whole bunch of negative thoughts. So basically the only thing you do is stay home, watch Netflix, and sleep. So the second thing I want you to think about is, what are the thoughts I think about myself? So now when I'm saying this to you, I want you to actually be honest, and I want you to really participate and commit to participating. And when I say write down all the thoughts that you think about you, I mean, I want you to write down every single thought that comes to your mind in the 3 minutes or 5 minutes that you're doing this exercise. All the negative thoughts, all the positive thoughts. And then I want you to take a minute once you're done, and I want you to read them over. And even as you're reading them over, you'll begin to relax a little bit, and it will actually also start to open your mind as to, oh my God, what is going on up there? Right? Because these negative thoughts that our brain is having, they're popping up all the time. Right? And we have to learn to settle them down, control them, and really maybe teach our brain, instead of popping up the negative thoughts because it doesn't know what to think and we're not telling it what to think and it likes to be efficient. Until we can start doing that, our brain needs to know that we're watching it, and then we're starting to get ready to make the change. And your brain is going to fight you every step of the way, right? It's like trying something new. You kind of want to try it, but you don't really want to try it because you really know what it's like. And sometimes being miserable is being comfortable, and sometimes letting everyone else and the world control your feelings is easy and it's comfortable because it's a negative feeling and you know that. But I'm telling you, if you do the work and you actually start controlling your brain and teaching your brain how to start accessing the positive thoughts about yourself, you will see that the world outside you is going to change in its interaction with you, and you will change, and most of all, you will increase your self-confidence, and that burning feeling of power and excitement that you feel in your belly is going to change your life. And hopefully you're going to create something amazing. And I really am sharing this because I think this is such a great time to be alive. And I really want everyone to share their gifts with the world, because even missing one person is missing one good idea. So thank you so much for tuning in. Please do the work. Don't forget to send in some comments or questions if you have any, or if I was unclear. This is literally my first type of mini workshop that I'm doing online. So yeah, and have a great day and share the love. And thanks a lot, guys, for tuning in. I hope everything works out awesome for you.